All right, everybody. Welcome to a rebirth, so to speak, of Manic Monday. This is the series, at least for a little bit, where I'm going to play games I haven't played in a while on the channel. And that's going to be every Monday. I'm going to pick a different game every Monday, different game engine. And then I'll pick a particular game from a season in that game engine. And we will highlight that on Manic Monday. This goes along with the NBC Game of the Week on Saturdays. And then starting in May, the first Friday in May will be Fictional Friday with History Maker Baseball and the Buffalo Bees. So those are the three big projects, or not big projects, but three projects that I will be doing on the channel over the next, pretty much all summer, I guess. Anyway, so first on the agenda is Payoff Pitch. And we're doing a game from, I believe it's April 25th, 1976. Chicago Cubs and the Los Angeles Dodgers. What makes this game, I guess, memorable, if you want to call it that, is this is the game that Rick Monday saved the American flag from being burned by some protesters at Dodger Stadium. Rick Monday ran in, scooped up the flag before they could light it, and ran off with the flag to protect the flag. And that's, pretty much what's memorable about this game. All right. Otherwise, it probably would just be a nondescript game, but, what the heck. And this was, I believe, like I said, April 25th. I'm recording this, and we'll post this on Monday, I believe it's the 22nd of April. So we're close on the dates, as close as I could get anyway. We have our dice, the 10-sided die with the zeros on it. Those are the 10s. That's the 1, so that would be a 74. And then for the Dodgers, well, all the Cubs almost have the same type colors, blue and white for the D6s. Starting pitchers for today's game. For the Dodgers, it will be right-hander Rick Rhoden. He was 12-3 with a 2.98 ERA on the 76 season. He will be opposed by Steve Stone of the Cubs. He was 3-6 with a 4.08 ERA. Look at their batting cards, because they do have generic batting cards in this game. Steve Stone will be using batting card number 5, and Rick Rhoden will be using batting card number 14. They go up to 16, so Rhoden's right up there near the top, and traditionally he was always a good hitter. Normally, I don't use the fast action cards when I play this game, but for this demonstration and for Manic Monday, I try to keep things as basic as I can. So I try to play the games that I think the way I believe most people do play the game instead of my own twist on it. So we'll be using the fast action cards to determine base runner advancement, error checks, stealing, sacrifice bunts, all those kind of things. The only charts I have are the rare play charts if they come up, and they only come up when you get double zeros. All right, so there you have the starting lineups for both teams, the available bench players and the available bullpen players. Dodgers have one extra batter in the lineup, but the Cubs have a couple extra relievers. All right, so I think with that out of the way, we are ready to go. Like I said, it's been a while since I played this game. I was doing it with the 2022 Yankees, and that's been a while. It's been probably about almost 2 months probably. So I'm going to try to get back in the swing of things. I had to figure out how I want to do my setup. I was going to bring out a picture of Dodger Stadium, but I think with Payoff Pitch, it lends itself to use the Payoff Pitch board. So that's what I'm going to do, keep track of the outs here. The line score is here. All right, and like I said, as we come up to fast action cards that are needed, I will take it and flip the card over, and that will be the fast action card that I'm going to use. You could actually play the whole game with fast action cards because this number here simulates 2d6s, and this simulates 2d10s, but I do like the dice, so we'll keep the dice and keep that going. All right, so Rick Rhoden is going to finish up the warm-up tosses, and he will be opposed by Rick Monday, the man of the hour, Rick Monday. And we'll see what happens. Now, just a quick refresher for anybody that has not seen this game, there are plenty of how-tos out there to watch. So I'm not doing a how-to, or this game would take 2 hours. But just to get everybody refreshed on what's going on. the 2d6s are rolled, and the 2d6s tell you what section on the pitcher card to check for. And we check, once we get that determination, we go to the batter card on the corresponding check. So if you roll an 8 for Roden, that's patient. So that means we're going to be looking at Rick Monday's patient category. And then 2d10s would tell us what the result is. If this was the actual roll, it'd be a 94. Well, as you see here, it only goes up to 51. So we go onto the out chart. When you don't fit one in this window, we go to the out chart. 94 says it would be a fly out to right field. So if we happen to roll that on this first at bat, we check it to be 8, patient. 94, it's out of range. Come down here, fly to right, 1 out, and that's the way it would go. All right, that's the extent of the tutorial on that, because like I said, we'd be here all day. But if you are new to the game and want to learn more about it, there are plenty of tutorials out there to choose from to watch how this game is played. And it's very customizable, so you can do it with no fast action cards. You can play it completely with fast action cards, or a hybrid, which is what a lot of people do. So for this case, like I said, I'm going to use fast action cards for everything except for the rare plays, because you have to use the rare play chart for that. Okay, all that preamble out of the way, let's get going here on Manic Monday. And of course, ironically, the first batter is Rick Monday. And we're underway from Dodger Stadium. That's a 12. 12 is patient, so we're going again to this patient area. That's a 71, but it only goes to 51. So we go to his out chart. 71 is a ground ball to short. So Rick Monday will ground it to Bill Russell, and just like that, it is 1 away. And sometimes a lot of the at-bats in payoff pitch can be just that easy, where most of the results are going to be on the cards. Another good thing about this game, and also you get the pitcher interaction. The pitcher and the batter always get their say in the at-bat. It's not a 50-50 like Stratomatic, where either the pitcher or the batter will not come into play. Here's Jose Cardinal. We get a 3, and that's the wheelhouse. That means Rick Rhodes put one right down the middle. So you come over here to the wheelhouse against right-handed pitching, and 1 to 63 means he's going to get a hit, but 1 to 22 is a home run. The 2D10s total 94, though, which is out of range. So even though he threw a fat pitch, Cardinal missed it and just hits a deep fly to left field for out number 2. So Rick Rhoden got a break there because he threw a meatball, but Jose Cardinal could not turn it into lasagna. Here's Mad Dog Bill Madlock. We get a 2, and that's patient again. 52 for Madlock, and that's a hit by pitch. 50 through 57 is a hit by pitch against right-handed pitching. So he is plunked. Bill Madlock gets plunked, hit by the pitch, and the Cubs have their first base runner of the game with 2 outs. And Madlock, not a very good base runner, will not try to go anywhere. He did steal 15 bases, but his getting the jump is not very good. There's lots of ways you can do the steals. Some people say the roll here, if it's less than this, or if this number is greater than that number, you get the jump. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I probably should have figured out how I want to do it beforehand. Sometimes you just want to do manual steal. Sometimes you do auto stealing, which is let the cards determine that. So let's see what this says here. The auto steal option is used. 2D. It says compare the 2d6 total to the batter's jump rating. It says this option is used when the batter reaches first or second base and the next base is open. Compare the 2d6 total to the jump rating. If the 2d6 total is equal to or less than the number listed, the batter will attempt to steal the next base. All right, so in this case, Madlock is a 3 on the jump, and that's a 2. So he does get the chance to steal the base if he wants to. He doesn't have to. It's optional. Now, it's optional. His steal rating is a D. All right, so if we look at the chart, and this is one where I guess we're going to have to use a chart for the stolen base to check the stolen base ratio to see if he is excellent, very good, normal, fair, or poor. So I'll go to the chart for stolen bases. Let me find that chart for you. Stolen bases right here. We check the combination of his steal rating and the pitcher. I'm sorry, the the catcher throw rating. Pitcher's not involved in this unless you want to use the, you could use an optional hold rule, but I'll just skip that for now because, like I said, I want to keep it basic. So that's a 3. I'm sorry, that's a D. And the catcher arm rating, Steve Yeager, is a 3 arm. So the combination is a D and a 3. So we come to this chart under steals, find D and 3, which is right here, and says it's fair. So you could do one of two things. You can roll 2d10s and check these numbers, or you can do the cards, and under fair is whether or not he gets a chance to steal. Well, since it's 2 outs, and it would be nice to get a runner in scoring position, and it would be nice to show it for demonstration purposes, we're going to go ahead and attempt to steal. So we're going to flip the fast action cards and look under fair and see if it says out or safe. It's just that simple. So we flip the card, look at the fair result, and the fair result says stolen base plus a possible throwing error on the catcher. So it's a possible E2. And what the chart says is runner is safe, roll 1d6 if it's higher than the catcher's E rating, to throw is wild and sails into the stands. The E rating on Yeager is a, let me get Yeager's card here. The E rating on Yeager is a 3. Actually, his arm was a 2, not a 3. I got that backwards. So it's a D2, which would be poor. So under poor, it's still the same thing, so it didn't change there. So he's going to steal second. Possible throwing error. Yeager's error rating is a 3. If this is a 1, 2, or 3, he throws the ball into center field. He does. So not only is it going to be a stolen base, but Madlock will take third on the E2. So it's going to be a stolen base and an E2. So a hit by pitch, stolen base, plus the E2 on Yeager's throwing arm. That's very rare. Had I known it would have been poor, I probably wouldn't have tried it. But in this case, on this fast action card, it just happened to work out that way. So Cubs got lucky, I guess you want to call it that. And this fast action card is done, so we put it to the side, never to use again until we go through all these cards, which would be pretty much never. All right, so for 2 outs and a Madlock at third, Jerry Morales is your batter. Roden trying to get out of this. Oops, Sua dice. We're going to re-roll everything. We get a 7, which is in play, and a 78. So Morales in play only goes to 25. 78's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. We could have checked for a sac fly had there been less than 2 outs, but since there were already 2 outs, it's just going to end the inning. So the Cubs, despite getting a runner to third, do not score. For the Cubs, it's no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. It is the Cubs nothing, Dodgers coming to bat. And Steve and the family Stone, will be on the mound for the Cubbies. And leading things off will be Bill Buckner. Interesting in this game, it looks like Davey Lopes was on the injured list because he was not on the roster at this time. So he is not there. Dusty Baker is there, but he's not playing. He's not starting, I should say. So they got an interesting lineup going. Here's Bill Buckner and Steve Stone. We get a 9, which is in play, and that's an 18. 18 in play is a single. So Bill Buckner leads off with a single. The 2d6s are a 9. His steal jump is a 4, so obviously he cannot go anywhere if we're using the auto steal opportunities. But he's on with nobody out. Cubs now going to try to turn 2, and Ted Sizemore is your batter. We get a 7 again, which is tough, and that's a 74. So Sizemore tough only goes to 49. 74 in the out range is a fly to center field, and that's 1 away. So 1 down, and that's going to send up John Hale. Very limited duty, but he's playing instead of Dusty Baker for whatever reason. All right, we get a 6, which is patient, and that's 55. Patient 55, and that's a hit by pitch. So you wonder if that was retaliation for the previous hit by pitch. We don't know that, but Tommy Lasorda might have been a little bit muffed about that, or it might have been Walter. I think it was Walter Austin was still the manager in '76, actually. So Walter Austin, I think Lasorda came on in '77. So the hit by pitch puts 2 on with 1 out for Mr. Clean, Steve Garvey. We get a 3, which is patient. 82 is out of range. 82 is a ground ball to short. And now it could be a double play. Double play rating of Garvey is a 6. Double play rating of Stone is a 5. If the 2d6s are 5 or less, it's a double play. That's a 3. It's a double play. 6. Some people re-roll. I keep the original roll. You can do either or. The rules say you can do either or. It is a 6-4-3 double play. Turn by the Cubbies to get out of the inning. So no runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. And 1 inning is in the books here at Dodger Stadium, and we have no score from Chavez Ravine. So I'm trying to get back in the swing of things on payoff pitch. When you play multiple games, sometimes the rules, when you haven't played the game in a while, you got to get back to it. It's like I got to learn the game all over again. So Rick Rhoden is going to face Andre Thornton, who will later go on to more popularity, I guess, with the Cleveland Indians. But right now in '76, he is with the Cubs. And actually, he's there until May 14th. You can see on the payoff pitch cards, they give you the time frame when he's with this team. So it could have been he got traded in '76 to another team. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that's what it is. Here's Rhoden. We get a 5 on the D6s, which is in play. And then we get 56 in play. 56 only goes to 18, so 56, your fly to right field. Your garden variety fly to right field, and John Hale puts it away. So 1 down for Manny Trio. Manny Kingston Trio. We get an 8, which is patient 33. Patient 33 is going to be a double for Manny Trio. Right there, 32 through 39 is a double. So Manny Trio gets a double. And there is a runner in scoring position with 1 out for catcher Steve Swisher. Swisher, the batter. Rhoden trying to get out of the mess. 7 is in play. That's a 96. That's going to be a fly to left field. 2 down, and the ball hit the left field. The runner on second would have to have tremendous speed to get there, so they're not going to take that chance. 2 down, and here comes Dave Rosello, the shortstop. We get an 8, which is patient, 98, and that is a fly to left field to end the inning. So no runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. Go to the bottom of the second, still no score from Los Angeles. Cubs and Dodgers, 1976 payoff pitch. As I try not to screw up the rules, if I make a mistake, I apologize. The payoff pitch gurus can let me know. Hopefully, I will try to avoid any kind of mistakes. Here's Ron Say. Stone, a 3 is patient, but that's 68. Patient 68 is just out of range. 68 becomes a ground ball to second. And that is handled easily by Manny Trio. And there's 1 away. Brings up Henry Cruz. Odd to see Henry Cruz in there. We get a 5, which is in play, 62, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. So 2 ground ball outs to start the inning for Steve Stone. And one Steve will face another. The battle of the Steves as Yeager is there. 2 is in play, 51, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. So ground ball to second, ground ball to short, and a ground ball to third in that order. 1, 2, 3 inning. Go the Dodgers. At the end of 2, still no score. And we're rolling along here in payoff pitch. Now coming up to the plate. 1 moment. I got to pause the video. I'll be right back. All right, we are back for the top of the third. And leading off with the pitcher, Steve Stone. He is using pitcher hitting card number 5. So we're looking at his left column for his results. We get a 7, which is in play. 96, that's going to be a fly to left. And that's 1 away. That'll flip the order over to Rick Monday. Monday grounded to short his first time up. We get a 6, which is tough, 56. And that is the first strikeout of the ball game for either pitcher as Rick Roden rings up Rick Monday. 1 down. That's where the strikeouts come from, are those tough results. Here's Jose Cardinal. Flew to left field his first time up. We get a 6, which is tough again, 29, and that is, however, will be a base hit because 28 to 48 is a single. So that is a base hit for Jose Cardinal, a 2-out single for Mr. Cardinal. Now the 2d6s are a 6, his jump is a 4, so he will not try to steal using the auto steal results. Brings up Madlock. He got hit by a pitch his first time up. Roden, an 8, that's patient, and that's an 05. Patient 05 is going to be a walk. So that will put 2 on and 2 outs. And the Cubs trying to break through. Roden's gotten through it the first 2 innings with runners on base. He's got to do it again. This time facing Jerry Morales. Flew to center his first chance. We get a 5. That is in play. 83, and that's going to be well out of range. 83 is a ground ball to short. Really doesn't matter how you want to call it. Technically, if there were less than 2 outs, it would have been a double play because that's a 5, and that's a 6, and that's a 7. So I'll just say that he grounds to short, and it's a 6-4 fielder's choice. Not that it really matters. I'm just going to call it that. And what really matters is Cubs got no runs, and they left 2 on base. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. Bottom of the third we go. Still no score. Stoney is back out on the mound. We'll be facing Bill Russell, Rick Roden, and Bill Buckner. So Russell is your batter to start the bottom of the third. We get an 8, which is in play, and that's 48, but in play only goes to 26. 48 is going to be a ground ball to third. So another ground ball off the bat, or off the offerings of Steve Stone. So Steve Stone has got that ground ball working. Here is Roden. He is pitcher hitting card number 14, so he's in this right-hand side. We get a 6, which is patient. 89, patient 89 is going to take him to a ground ball to short. And yet another ground ball out. 2 down, and that brings up Mr. Buckner. Billy Buck singled to lead off the bottom of the first, been the only Dodger hit. We get a 0-0. That is a rare play, but we got to figure out what kind of rare play it is. That is a 5, which means it's an in-play rare play. So we go to the rare play chart under the in-play situation with bases empty. So we go to the bases empty chart. Bases are empty, and we are in play. And we're going to roll 2d6s, or 2d10s rather. And we get a 95. So we have bases empty in play. Here we go. So bases empty in play, and the roll was a 95, which puts us right here. Batter hits a bloop single into center field and trips rounding first base. The center fielder tosses the ball to shortstop, who relays it to first, who tags the embarrassed runner out. 8-6-3 put out. So how about that? It's a single for Buckner, but he trips, and the center fielder, in this case Rick Monday, saw that, throws it to the shortstop Rosello, who flips over to the first baseman Thornton to put on the tag, and he is out 8-6-3 on the rare play. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third. I'm sorry, we go to the fourth rather. No score. And I'm going to check my focus since I used that chart. I don't know if that took the focus away from my phone. So let me give a peek ski on that and make sure we're still doing okay. Probably need a little refresher on the focus. There we go. That should do it, I think. Yep, that should do it. All right. It's always good to check that. I don't want to have half the game be a blur. So it's happened to me before, and I'm trying to not let it happen anymore. All right, Andre Thornton, the batter. We get another rare play. Look at that, back-to-back rare plays. How many times does that happen? A 6, which means it's tough rare play. So now we're going to the bases empty tough result. Bases empty tough. And that is on this chart here. We'll roll another 2 D10s. Check the result. We get a 30. All right. Bases empty tough, and a 30 falls in the 13 to 34 range. If 7th inning or later, strike zones become increasingly larger each inning. All tough results, well, it's not the 7th. If 6th inning or earlier, all tough results for this pitcher are automatic strikeouts for the remainder of the inning only. Okay. So for the remainder of this inning, all tough results on Rick Rhoden's cards become strikeouts. So obviously Thornton just struck out because that was a tough result on the rare play. So unless it says to re-roll, which I don't think it says to do that. There's nothing about re-rolling there, so I'm going to count that as a strikeout. I believe that's what it's supposed to be played. So that's the way I'm going to play it. It did not say to re-roll, so since we got there via the tough, that means it's a strikeout. All right, so he is struck out. Here's Manny Trio. And again, if we get a tough result, doesn't matter what the card says here, it's a strikeout. Just for the remainder of this inning for Rick Rhoden. So we get a 12, which is patient 53. And patient 53 is a ground ball to third. 2 down. So 2 away. And that's going to bring up Steve Swisher. Now once the inning is over, then Rick Rhoden's tough results go back to normal. We get a 4, which is ballpark 12. So ballpark 12, first time we've gone to the ballpark card, Swisher's a right-handed batter, and that's a 12. So ballpark 1 to 44 is wheelhouse, 45.99 is in play. 12 fits in the wheelhouse result. So now we go to Steve Swisher wheelhouse versus right-handed pitching to get a final result. So we're going to roll the D10s again and get that final result. That's an 89. It's out of range. 89 is a ground ball to short to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Cubbies. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score. And I will take a quick timeout to help Gracie because she's having some issues. All right, we are back for the bottom of the 4th. And Ted Sizemore leads it off. He flew to center his first chance. We get a 9, which is in play. 85, that's going to be a ground ball to short for 1 away. Sizemore is retired. Brings up John Hale. We get another rare play. 00 comes up again. This is an 8. So we're in play, rare play like we had the first time. In play, rare play with the bases empty. So bases empty, in play, rare play. Bases empty, rare play, in play. So we're going to roll the 2 D10s. We get a 4, 0-4. So we go to bases empty, in play, and a 4. So a 0-0 through a 0-5. Batter grounds out to short and appears to injure himself running to first base. Batter removed from game and check for injury. Okay, so John Hale is going to be removed from the game. I'm not worried about injury because this is a one-off, but he will be removed from the game, and we will need a new right fielder as he grounds out to short for out number 2. But he came up a little lame, so Hale will have to be removed and will go to the Dodger bench and most likely pull out Dusty Baker, I imagine. Let's see who else we might have that we could use. Dusty Baker seems to be the logical choice, so Dusty Baker will take over in right field. He will take over in right field for Hale. And I've got the cat and the dog both in here. Gracie and Tabby are both in here. I hope they stay quiet, but that may be a tall order to ask. So Dusty Baker will take over in right field. He runs at a 5. His defense is a C510. So not as good as Hale, according to the ratings. And so Baker now is going to take over in right field for Hale. So this will be Baker going forward. Hale is out of there. He came up limping, and he is going to sit the rest of the game out for precautionary reasons. And Dusty Baker will take over. 2 outs. And Steve Garvey is your batter. Hale goes to the clubhouse to get checked out. And here's Garvey. Hit to a double play his first time up. We get a 10, which is ballpark 76 or 79. However, this time ballpark 79 is in the in-play range. So I'm going to roll again on Steve Garvey's in-play result, which is right here. He needs a 32 or less to get a base hit. And he gets it 20. That's going to be a single for Steve Garvey. A 2-out single for Steve Garvey. Second hit of the game for the Dodgers. Garvey not really a threat to steal, so he will not go anywhere. And Ron Say is your batter, the Penguin. We get a 7, which is tough, 87, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Now that's a 7 there, which is higher than Steve Stone's double play rating, so it will not be a double play. We're just going to say it's a 6-4 fielder's choice and be done with it, as it was a ground ball too short. So it really doesn't matter. It's the 3rd out of the inning, so it really doesn't matter. Could call it a 6-3 ground out or a 6-4 fielder's choice, whichever you prefer. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. No runs for the Dodgers, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 5th, still no score from Dodger Stadium. All right, we go to the top of the 5th. And Rick Rhoden, now's a good time to look at fatigue for both pitchers. Rick Rhoden can go 7 innings. Steve Stone can go 6. And the fatigue is if they give up 3 runs or less, or 3 runs or more, I should say, with their fatigue, and it becomes fatigue. But right now, neither pitcher has that to worry about because they got goose eggs on the board. So Dave Rosello is your first batter. Coming up for the Cubbies, it'll be Rosello, Stone, and Monday. 3 is Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse for Rhoden. 50 on the Wheelhouse for Rosello is out of range. 50 becomes a ground ball to first. So there is 1 away. So when it's a ballpark, you go over here and see if it's Wheelhouse or not. But when it goes straight to the Wheelhouse, you don't have to check the ballpark. You go straight to the batter. But in this case, 50 was higher than the range there of 30. Had he been facing a power-type hitter, that would have been a home run. But Rosello only hit 1 home run all season, and he certainly didn't do it there. So that'll bring up Steve Stone. Steve Stone, the batter. Fly to left, his first chance. 4 is Ballpark. That is a 69, which is in play. So now we go to Steve Stone's in play. He needs a 22 or less to get the hit. Doesn't get it. 92 is a fly to left, so second time in a row he has flown to left. And there are 2 away. 2 down, and that will send up Rick Monday. Monday is 0 for 2. We get a 6, which is tough, and an 0-1. That's a strikeout. Low numbers and strikeouts, or low numbers and tough yield strikeouts in this game. So 3 up and 3 down go the Cubs here in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still no score. here in 1976 payoff pitch on Manic Monday. So now Henry Cruz will lead it off for the Dodgers. It'll be Cruz, Yeager, and Russell against Steve Stone. He's matching Yeager's with goose. He's matching Roden with goose eggs right now. 6 is Patient, 48, and that's going to be out of range. Only goes to 42. 48 is a fly to left field, and there's one away. So 1 down, and that will send up Mr. Yeager, the Jägermeister. We get an 8, which is in play, but that's a 96, so fly to left field is in order there for 2 down. And that'll bring up Bill Russell. 2 out, space is empty for Russell. He grounded to third as first chance. We get a 6 and a 30. 6 is Patient. 30 is going to be a base hit. 21 to 37 is a hit. So this instance, Bill Russell gets himself a 2-out single. 2-out single for Bill Russell. 2-out single for Bill Russell. And that will allow Rick Roden to hit. Although he's a good hitter, but you still get the pitcher out of the way this inning, but you never know, he could help his cause. Stone, a 4 is tough though. 35 is going to be a strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We played 5 from Dodger Stadium, and nothing's been resolved. We are at no score. And I'm going to pause the video. Okay, top of the 6th, still no score. And Jose Cardinal, 1 for 2 on the game. Roden, a 3 is Wheelhouse. That's a 12, and that is long, and that is gone. A 12 result here, 22, 1 to 22 is a home run. That is gone. So home run for Jose Cardinal as he breaks the ice here in the top of the 6th against Rick Roden. Roden put a fat one in there, and Cardinal did not miss it. It is 1-0 Cubs as they take the lead. Here comes Mad Dog, Bill Madlock, and that is a 7, which is in play. 71, though, is going to be a ground ball to second for out number 1. So Madlock is retired, and that'll bring up Jerry Morales. Roden, 11 is defense. Okay, first time we're going to do the defensive check. There's multiple ways you can do the defensive check. What I've seen a lot of hybrid people do is they'll keep the D10s originally that were rolled. We'll flip the card and see what the check is. So we're going to flip this card. As soon as I take care of Gracie and settle her down for a second, we're going to flip this card, and it says we are checking an error chance on the pitcher. Error chance on the pitcher. All right, so we're checking the error rating of Rick Roden. Rick Roden's error rating, he's a fielding rating of 3. So error 3 at Dodger Stadium means 1 to 51 is an error. That's a 35, so that will be an error on Rick Roden. Now, what kind of error is it? We flip the next card. Look under the error chances for infielders, and it's infielder and pitcher is a 1-base error. So that's a 1-base error on Rick Roden, E1, and that will allow Morales to reach first error of the game on either team. And now perhaps Rick Roden starting to lose something here, give up the home run, now the error. And now he's got to regroup against Andre Thornton as we have a runner at first and 1 out. They could use a double play right now. 9 is in play, and that's a 16 though. So in play 16 is going to be a base hit. And now you figure, okay, it's a base hit. Where'd the base hit go, and how many bases do you get? Fast action cards will tell us that. We flip this, and it says on a single, opposite field liner to right field, runner on first advances 2 bases. So there you go. It's a single 2 stars if you're using the strat lingo. And it's going to be first and third with only 1 out, and Rick Roden's still in trouble. A lot of it of his own doing, though. The error in the home run or his own doing. Defense can't help him on that. And now Manny Trio is your batter. Manny Trio, the batter. Infield is back for a double play. Manny Trio, good double play candidate. He's a 7, so that's a good chance for a double play. You can get the ground ball. 7 is in play, and that is a 45. 45 is a ground ball to first, so it's a possible double play. He's a 7, 7, and a 7, so that means it's a double play. 3-6-3 to end the inning. Gracie. All right, apologies again. Gracie's making the noise, and I'm trying to get through this game without her making so much noise. But she's an elderly dog. It's a miracle she's still alive, to be honest with you. I thought she was going to be passing away 2 years ago, but she's still here. And she gets some anxiety and stuff like that. So got her on the CBD oil, but she still has little episodes sometimes. So in the most inopportune times, she will make noise. So just can't help it. In the inning, a run for the Cubs on 2 hits. There were 1 error, and there was 1 left. So 1-0 Cubs as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And Bill Buckner is your batter. So hopefully Gracie will calm down. We shall see. Buckner, 5 is in play. That's an 0-9. And 0-9 in play. 0-9 in play is going to be a single for Bill Buckner. So leadoff single for Bill Buckner. Leadoff single for Buckner. He is actually 3 for 3 in this game. Of course, he got on the rare play, got thrown out at first base after singling as he tripped over first base and he got thrown out. So Ted Sizemore is your batter. We get a 9, which is in play, and that's a 19. So it's another base hit. So we'll check the fast action cards. Sharp liner drops in front of left field. Runner advances 1 base. So only a 1 base advancement in this instance. So runners are at first and second with what turns out to be nobody out. And the Dodgers are looking to advance and get themselves back in this ball game. Gracie, knock it off. All right, Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker, the batter. I may have to pause and put her outside. I don't know. All right. Dusty Baker. 6 is Patient 39. Patient 39 is another single. Another single. Check the base running advancement. Sharp liner. Runner advances 1 base. Runner on second advances 1 base. So the bases are now loaded. And all of a sudden, the Dodgers are starting to hit the ball. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. And I'm going to have to do something with Gracie, so I'm going to pause the video. Okay, we are back. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Bullpen action now going for the Cubs because this is the fatigue inning for Stone. If he gives up 3 runs or more, he will become fatigued. And in this game, they punish fatigue pitchers pretty badly, so we don't want to have that happening. So if we look at the lineup for the Dodgers coming up, mostly right-handed hitters. So they're going to have a right-hander in the bullpen. Paul Russell, the brother of Rick Russell. Paul Russell is loosening in the bullpen. Right now, the infield is back. They need to get double play. They need outs to give the run gladly to get 2 outs. So here's Steve Garvey. We get a 4, which is tough, 28, and that is a big time strikeout for Steve Stone. 4 is tough, 28 is a strikeout. Huge strikeout for Stone. 1 away. Now a double play will get him out of the inning. Although Stone is not really known to throw double play balls necessarily. But they're going to play for it anyway because that's what the percentage move is to do. And Ron Say the Penguin is your batter. Stoney, 10 is ballpark, 90, that's in play though. So we're going to in play on Ron Say. He needs a 1 to 27 to get a hit. That is an 0-1. He gets, not only does he get a hit, he gets a double. So Ron Say has doubled. And now we got to figure out if everybody scores or not. We go to the fast action card under the double, and it says all runners score. So it's a base clearing double for Ron Say, and that's going to be it for Steve Stone. Ron Say has just hit a 3-run bases clearing double with with 1 out here in the 6th inning. A 3-run double, and that does not bode well for Steve Stone. He is now tired, and he will be coming out of the ball game, and Paul Russell will be making his way on for the Cubs. Paul Russell will be coming on for the Cubbies, and he will try to get them out of the inning. He's scheduled to bat third in the top of the 7th, but I don't know if there's a decent double switch to make right at the moment. Look at their bench. I don't really think there is. So we're going to go ahead and just let him pitch and try to get out of the inning. Then they'll pinch hit for him in the top of the 7th. So Paul Russell is going to be on for the Cubbies to try to keep the Dodgers at 3-1 if possible. So Ron Say with that big double. And now Henry Cruz is your batter. Henry Cruz. We get a 9. It's in play, but that's an 0-5. That's a base hit. So again, we check the result. The base hit, run on second scores. So it's an RBI single for Henry Cruz, and it is now 4-0 Dodgers. That run is also charged to Steve Stone. You can close the book on Stoney now. He's going to go 5+, give up 4 runs, all earned. And the Cubbies once had a 1-0 lead, but now they trail it 4-1 as the Dodgers have just unloaded here in the 6th inning. All right, Steve Yeager. Russell, 7 is patient, 95. That's out of range. That's going to be a fly to left for out number 2. And that brings up Bill Russell. 8th man to bat in the inning is Russell. Now 2 outs. We get a 7, which is patient, 67. That's out of range. That's going to be a ground ball to second. And the inning is finally over for the Cubs. It was a disaster as the Dodgers put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 6th to take a 4-1 lead. That's all for Paul Russell. His day is done, as they will pinch hit for him. Rick Rhoden has new life now as he's got a 4-1 lead to work with. This is now his fatigue inning, but he's only given up 1 run, so he's doing very well. In that inning for the Dodgers, 4 runs. They did it on 5 base hits, no errors, and 1 left. So we go to the 7th. It is a 4-1 game. And I'm still dealing with animal problems here. Gracie's still making noise. Tabby is still going in and out of the room, back and forth, one in and out. So I'm going to pause the video and see if I can get Tabby straight and Gracie straight and get ready for this top of the 7th. Okay, top of the 7th we go. It'll be Steve Swisher, Dave Rosello, and a pinch hitter for Paul Russell. And that pinch hitter will be Joe Wallace, a switch hitting outfielder. So Wallace will hit 3rd in the inning. And then coming on to pitch for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th will be Darryl Knowles, a lefty. But right now Wallace will be the pinch hitter. So we will have Wallace coming up to pinch hit in the inning for Mr. Russell. First things first, here's Swisher. We get a 7, which is in play, 66. In play, 66 is a ground ball to second. Easy play for Sizemore, 1 away. Here's Rosello. Rosello, the batter. We get a 6, which is tough 45, and that's actually going to be a base hit. Tough 45 is going to find his way for a base hit for Rosello. So he gets the 1-out single for Rosello, and now the pinch hitter Joe Wallace will be coming on for the Cubbies. He hit 281 against left-handers, much better against right-handers, much better against righties than he was against lefties. 281 to 171, so much better against the right-hander. And he's up there to see what he can do and get his team back in the game. Infield at double play depth for the Dodgers. 11 is defense. All right, that's a 55, so we keep 55 handy. We check the defense, and we are looking for an error chance on the second baseman. So it's an error check on second base. Second base is Sizemore. So we look at Sizemore's card at his error rating. And Sizemore's error rating at second base is a 5, the best you can have. So we come over here to the Dodger Stadium with a 5. That's a 55. A 1 to 34 means he makes the play. Now the question is, what kind of an out is it? That's very important to know what kind of out we're dealing with. So we're going to flip another fast action card and figure out what the out is. The out on an infield out play, it says ground ball double play A or B. So if the ball was hit to second base, that's Sizemore. If he's got an A or B rating, that's going to be a double play. Otherwise, it'll be a fielder's choice. Sizemore is a B. He's a B, so that means that's a double play because it says A or B creates a double play, and that's what we got. So Ted Sizemore, handy dandy double play, 4-6-3 to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. 7th inning stretch time at Dodger Stadium with the score still Dodgers 4 and the Cubs 1. And I will stretch for the 7th inning stretch. Okay, we are back from the 7th inning stretch. And Rick Rhoden was scheduled to lead off the bottom of the 7th. But Walter Austin has decided that he has pitched enough. 7 solid innings, 1 run allowed. And we're going to go to a pinch hitter, Manny Mota, kind of their professional pinch hitter, will be in there against the new Cub pitcher, Darryl Knowles. And Mike Marshall will be coming in to pitch the 8th inning for the Dodgers. So Knowles with the pitch. 11 is ballpark. That's a 47. 47 is just going to miss the wheelhouse. It'll be an in-play result for Manny Mota against a left-handed pitcher. Got to keep in mind, Knowles is a lefty, so now we're going to go to the left column, not the right column. So Manny Mota's in play. He needs a 29 or less to get a base hit. Anything higher than 29, he will be out. And he is. A 78 is going to produce a fly to center field, and Manny Mota is retired. So Mota is out, and that brings up the top of the order Bill Buckner. Buckner is 3 for 3. The run scored. We get a 4, which is tough. That's an 0-2, so his perfect day is gone with a strikeout. So 2 down for Ted Sizemore. Sizemore turned that nice double play to end the top of the 7th. We get a 12, which is in play again. 37 against the lefties. That's too high. 37 is a ground ball back to Knowles. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Dodgers here in the 7th. We go to the 8th on this Manic Monday. And it has been Manic, dealing with some animal issues. It is still 4-1 favor of the Dodgers. And the new pitcher is going to be Mike Marshall. Mike Marshall is your new pitcher. He will be with the Dodgers until June the 18th. Right now, he is there. And he was kind of their closer at the start. Then when he left, they turned the closing duties over to Charlie Huff. But since he's here, we're going to count him as the closer. And, of course, he certainly can go more than 1 inning. So 2 inning saves is going to be nothing to Mike Marshall. Here's Monday. To lead it off, 9 is tough. 37, that's a strikeout. Rick Monday is out of there. Rick Monday's got the hat trick. He has struck out 3 times in this game. So no flag for him to save here. So he's having a rough game with 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Here's Jose Cardinal. He did homer for the only run of the game for the Cubs. We get an 11, which is defense, and we get a 31. So defense 31, and we'll see what the defense check is. It is a range play for the right fielder. Range play, right fielder. New right fielder is Dusty Baker, and his range in right field is a C range. So we go to the ballpark chart. C range, 1 to 46 is a hit. That's a 31. It will be a hit. What kind of hit is it? It is to the outfield. It is a double. It is going to be a double. So that will be a double for Jose Cardinal. So he's trying to get his team back in the game. Homered his last time up and doubles this time. So there you go. Double for Jose Cardinal. He is now 3 for 4. He's a triple away from the cycle, but probably won't get another at bat to try for it. So Bill Matlock, the batter. We get a 4, which is patient. That's an 11. That's going to be a walk. So all of a sudden now, Mike Marshall in trouble. Tying run is now at the plate, and Jerry Morales. Morales is 0 for 3. We get a 9, which is tough 83. Tough 83 is a ground ball to short, possible double play. He's a 6. He's a 9. This is a 9, so it's not greater. It's not less than both of these, so it means it's a fielder's choice. So that's going to go on the 83. It's a 6-4 fielder's choice. Cardinal goes to third. Madlock is out 6-4 at second, and Morales reaches at first base. So runners are at the corners with 2 outs for Andre Thornton. First baseman now. Do they pinch hit for Thornton? They got some lefties on the bench that they could go to. Pete Lecoq for one of them. Champ Summers another one. They're going to go to Pete Lecoq, and they're going to pinch hit for Thornton. As they're going to go to the lefty, Pete Lecoq, and Lecoq will stay in the game, play first base. So Thornton is out. Lecoq is in. Otherwise known as Peter Marshall's kid. So Pete Lecoq is going to pinch hit, stay in the game, play first base. And defensively, Lecoq is a C1. Actually worse than Thornton. And he runs at a 6, so he runs better than Thornton. But his defense is a little bit worse. But they're trying to get some offense. He's got 8 home runs in 210 at-bats against right-handers. So that's what they're going to try for. He's got a pretty good wheelhouse up there. And a wheelhouse result would tie the game. Marshall, 6 is in play, though. 28 is just going to miss that. 28 is going to be a pop-up to first. And Garvey will put it away to end the inning. So Marshall had a rough inning, but he gets through it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 4-1. Cubs leave 2 on. That's not going to get it done in most cases. Knowles probably will still be in there. He's got right-handers coming up. 3 right-handers are coming up. But he went a 1-2-3 his first time up, so then you're going to leave him in there. He retired all 3 he faced in his previous inning, so he will stay in to face Dusty Baker. We get a 7, which is patient. 14, that's going to be a walk to Dusty Baker. So a leadoff walk to Baker as the Dodgers try to get an insurance run. Steve Garvey is your batter. Cubs could use a double play in the worst way. 6 is tough, 84, and that is a ground ball to short. That's a 6. He's a 6. That's an 8. That's a double play. As both these numbers either tie or greater than the 2D6s, means that will be a double play. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play, just what the doctor ordered, for 2 quick outs. 2 quick outs. And that will bring up Ron Say. Ron Say. And that's 6, which is tough, 48 against the lefty. That's a base hit for Ron Say. So a single for Ron Say as he keeps the inning going. And that'll bring up Henry Cruz, but he will not bat. They will call another player because Henry Cruz is 0 for 5 against lefties with no average there. So who do they get to play center field? They're going to get probably Glenn Burke, I imagine. Yep, they're going to have Glenn Burke coming in and play center field, and actually Glenn Burke will hit for Henry Cruz. So Burke will hit for him and stay in the game to play center field. He is a .250 hitter in limited duty against lefties. So Burke will pinch hit for Cruz and stay in the game to play center field. Mr. Burke. Defensively, C110. So he's not better range, but higher error rating. But in center field, most times you want the range to. That's what really comes into play, is catching those balls in the alley. And they got a chance to try to extend the lead if possible. We get a 7, which is patient, 28 against a lefty. That's a walk. So back-to-back walks, or single and a walk rather, not back-to-back. And how big was that double play now? That keeps the Cubs in the game by getting that double play. Here comes Yeager. And you wonder if the Cubs might pull Knowles because they don't trust him to finish the inning. That could possibly happen. They do have right-hander Mike Garman if they wanted to go that direction. He's nowhere near as good as Knowles is, though, normally. So they've thought about it, and they're going to keep Knowles in there to face Yeager. Was it a good decision? 7 is patient. 21, he's going to walk him again. So now the bases are loaded. And now they're going to have to make the move because Knowles can't find the strike zone. And he will have to come out, and Mike Garman. So the Cubs are going to get a Garman. And they're going to load the bases and try to get out of it with Mike Garman. 2 outs, bases loaded. Knowles walks his third batter of the inning. He's given up 3 walks and a hit, but the double play has prevented a run to this point. But now Garman is on to face Bill Russell. And if Russell gets a hit or gets on board and the inning continues and another run is scored, might just Katie bar the door. 11, that's just what they needed. 11 is a wheelhouse, but that's a 90. So wheelhouse well out of range. 90 is a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Garman breathes a sigh of relief because that could have been a grand salami, but the D10s were in his favor. So we go to the top of the 9th, last chance for the Cubbies. It is still a 4-1 game. So the save situation for Marshall still well in play. For the Dodgers in the 8th, they got no runs, a hit, no errors, and they left them loaded. So we go to the 9th, last chance for the Cubbies. It'll be Trio, Swisher, and Rosello, the scheduled hitters. They do still have Champ, Summers, Mitterwald, a couple guys that can hit on the bench. So we'll see what they want to do as far as pinch hitting goes. You're not going to pinch hit for Trio. He's a pretty good hitter. So is Swisher. Rosello might be pinch hit for, though. He's not a very good hitter. But they don't have a whole lot left on the bench either. So they may have to just stick with Rosello and gut it out. We shall see. Here's Trio. Starting the 9th. 7 is patient. 82, though, is going to be a ground ball to short. And there is 1 away. 1 down for Swisher, and the Cubs 2 outs away from falling to the Dodgers. 4-1. It is a 7, which is patient again, but a 12 is a walk. So hope springs eternal with a 1-out walk to Swisher. And now Charlie Huff is loosened in the bullpen, getting ready just in case Marshall fails. All right, so Rosello is going to be called back. Rosello will be called back, and it looks like Champ Summers will pick up a bat and hit. Lefty Champ Summers. He will hit for Rosello. And then they need another hitter for the pitcher who's on deck. Garman on deck will need to be pinch hit for. But before we do anything else, I will need to take a quick pause. Okay, so Summers is your pinch hitter. George Mitterwald has picked up a bat, and he will hit for the pitcher, Garman, unless Summers hits into a double play to end the game. So Marshall to Summers. We get a 3, which is ballpark 80, which is in play. So we're going to Summers in play. He needs a 1 to 24 to get a hit. He does. It's a 00. How about that? It's an in play, rare play. So in play, rare play, we go to the charts. In play, rare play. So let's go to in play, rare play with people on base. First one with runners on base. All the previous ones have been bases empty, but now we've got in play, runner on base. And we're going to roll the D10s and see what happens. A lot of rare plays in this game. We get a 75. So we go to runners on base in play 75. Second baseman dives and catches a sinking line drive. Ump rules the ball was trapped. All runners score while second baseman argues with the umpire, and batter's safe at first with a single. How about that? So they argue with the umpire. While he's arguing, miraculously, Swisher comes all the way around to score. That's certainly a rarity. I don't see how that happens, but it did here. Summers will get credit with an RBI single, and the lead is cut to 4-2. Don't think you can blame Marshall on that one. That was kind of a bonehead play by Sizemore for arguing with the umpire. So now Mitterwald will come in and pinch hit. Mitterwald will come in and pinch hit. With a 4-2 game, he is now the tying run at the plate. And you wonder if they're going to go to Charlie Huff here, because Marshall is struggling. He is definitely struggling. No question about it. But they're going to give him one more chance. We get a 6, which is in play. 96, that's a fly to left field, 2 down. So Mitterwald fails in the pinch. 2 away, and now last chance is Rick Monday. He is the tying run, though. And he's got some good power, particularly against right-handed pitching. Can he be the hero? 4 is patient. 0-4, that's a walk. That's a walk. And that keeps the inning going. It keeps the ball game going, actually, with that walk. So that's going to do it for Marshall. Walter Alston says, I tried to let you go as long as I could. I just couldn't take it anymore. So you're coming out, and Charlie Huff will come in and try to save the game. Okay, so Charlie Huff is on to pitch to try to get this save. Tying runs are on base. The go-ahead run is at the plate. 4-2 Dodgers, top of the ninth, 2 down, 2 on, and Jose Cardinal, the batter. Huff, 7 is patient. 38 patient is going to be a base hit for Cardinal. Now, with 2 outs, we don't necessarily flip this, because if the runner has a 6 or better, he gets the 2 bases automatically via the 2-out advantage. Let's see here what Champ Summers is. He runs at a 7, so he will score automatically. That's a given with 2 outs. He will score automatically. Rick Monday runs at a 6. He will get the extra base, so he will go to third. So you don't even need the fast action card on that, because with 2 outs, any runner 6 or greater will take the extra base. So it is an RBI single for Cardinal. He is now 4 for 5. And he is, if the Cubs come back and win this game, he would definitely be the player of the game for sure. It is now 4-3, and the tying run is 90 feet away. Bill Madlock is your batter. Charlie Huff trying to get that final out. It's proving to be elusive. 5 is in play. 76 will finally get it done. 76 is a fly to center, and the ball game is over. And not too soon for the Dodgers. The Cubs pick up 2 runs in the top of the ninth. And the Cubs lead the tying run at third base with 2 down. And there's your ball game. The Dodgers defeat the Cubs by the score of 4-3. 4-3 is your final. Be right back with the totals. Okay, we're back to wrap up the Manic Monday. And as we look at the line score, you see the Dodgers win it by the score of 4-3. 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Cubs. Winning pitcher was Rick Rhoden. Losing pitcher was Steve Stone, and Charlie Huff came in and got the save as he bailed out Mike Marshall in the ninth. So, first Manic Monday is in the books. Payoff pitch. Hope you enjoyed that. Next Monday will be APA, and we're going to go all the way back to 1941. It will be Game 1 of the Joe DiMaggio 56-game hitting streak as they take on Chicago White Sox. I believe it's a May 15th game from the stadium in Yankee Stadium. That will be APA Basic, and that will be the next Manic Monday. So I hope you enjoyed that. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, how we choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.